Good morning, children.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
We were learning about manure and fertilizers, and we learned that using fertilizers excessively can affect the soil as well as the environment. So can you tell me two drawbacks of using fertilizers excessively?
Ma'am, can I
Who will
say?
tell me? Yes. Yes,
Can-
Avnida.
ma'am, can I?
It makes the soil less fertile.
Okay, wait. One more raise the hands. Who was that? Yes, Dia.
It makes the water, it becomes a source of water pollution.
Yes. It makes the soil less fertile and it can make or it can create pollution, not only water, even it can lead to land pollution. So today we'll begin with the differences between manure and fertilizers. The table is already given in your textbook. Same table is there in your textbook. So children, before I begin that, one more point I want to say. Some of you had a confusion whether to copy the notes which I had sent in the group. Okay. And why I send those notes is usually I send the notes once I complete the chapter. And daily portions I'm sending in the form of the slides, screenshots of the slides. So same thing will be given in your printed notes, means the lesson notes. And I thought of giving it towards the end, but some students wanted it. So they were asking, ma'am, can you send the notes? So I thought I will send it since it was already prepared. That is why I forwarded. So same points, what you are learning on a daily basis, or the same points which I'm showing it on the PowerPoint presentation are included there also. You don't have to copy everything again. No need to copy, but see that you write down all the notes daily. The lecture notes you have to complete. I'll ask you to submit. So if any missing points are there, you can refer the screenshots what I'm sending or the lesson notes which I have forwarded. Even the question answers are included in that. And once the chapter is completed, I will give some additional question answers for you to write. Other than that, you don't have to copy the entire notes which I have forwarded. Is that clear? Yes. So let's begin with the differences between fertilizers and manure. I want you people to learn along with me. Okay. As I'm showing these and listing out the points, you too can learn. And let me see how many of you will be able to answer my questions once I finish explaining. Now here you can see some points about fertilizers. Fertilizer is a man-made inorganic salt. It is man-made, not natural. It is man-made and it is inorganic. Just a minute. Man-made, inorganic salt, whereas manure is natural. And how is it produced? By the decomposition of cattle dung and plant waste, plant residues. One more time, fertilizer is man-made inorganic salt, whereas manure is natural. It is natural. We are not adding any chemicals into it. And it is formed by the decomposition of cattle dung, animal excreta, and even plant residues. It can be the kitchen waste, vegetable peelings, or farm waste. So all the plant residues and animal excreta, all these will get decomposed by microorganisms and they form manure. So it is natural, no chemicals are present. Whereas fertilizers are prepared in factories. It is artificial. It's man-made. Man-made in the sense artificial. Now you might be thinking manure is also made by human beings, but the difference is that it is using natural substances. Manure is prepared from already present natural substances, whereas fertilizer is being prepared artificially. Okay, so once again, fertilizer is man-made inorganic salt. Manure is natural and it is obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residues. Point number 2, fertilizers are prepared in
factories.
Yes? Any doubt?
So, ma'am.
Fertilizers are prepared in factories. We cannot prepare it at home. We need factories for preparing it because several chemicals are involved. We need to prepare it in the factories. Whereas manure, even in the fields or in the backyard of your house, you can prepare manure for providing manure, for the manure what we need for the kitchen, like some vegetables which you're growing at home. Maybe you're growing some vegetables at home. So for that and all, you can prepare manure in the backyard of your house by making a compost pit and dumping all these waste. Okay, so it can be easily prepared. Or when it has to be prepared on a large scale, you can do it in the fields. Then, third point, fertilizer does not provide any humus. And humus is prepared when these cattle dung, plant residues, etc. are decomposed by microorganisms. It will produce these organic matter or humus, which will increase the fertility of the soil. But manure provides a lot of humus. Fertilizer cannot provide humus. Humus is obtained by the decomposition of these plant and animal waste by microbes. Fertilizer cannot provide humus. Humus is natural. It's not containing any chemicals, but it will add fertility to the soil. Now, point number 4. Fertilizers are rich in plant nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So they are rich in specific nutrients. Suppose if the soil, we can test the soil. There are techniques for testing the nutrient quality of the soil. So by testing, the farmers can find out the soil is lacking in which nutrient. So if they come to know if it is nitrogen, then they can add fertilizers containing nitrogen. Or if they find nitrogen and phosphorus are absent, accordingly they can add fertilizers. Whereas manure, that is not possible. It's a mixture of different nutrients. It's not specific in any particular nutrient. It's a combination of so many nutrients. So you can say it is very less rich in, or it is less rich in plant nutrients. They don't contain any specific nutrients. So we cannot separate manure containing nitrogen, manure containing phosphorus. It's not possible. So it will be having a mixture of everything, or else you can say when compared to fertilizers, they are less rich in nutrients. Then fertilizers have got some advantages also, but when you compare it with its disadvantages, it's nothing. Okay, the disadvantages are more. So I'll tell you the advantages, not mentioned in your textbook, just an information. They are very compact. Like manure, it is very bulky. Okay, difficult to handle. But fertilizers we get in packets or pellets form. It's very compact, easy to transport, easy to handle. But manure is not like that. Manure is very bulky, difficult to transport, difficult to handle. But when you compare the advantages of manure, those are more. Okay, hope you're understanding. Hope you're following. All those points. Additional points you don't have to learn. But these 4 points, what I said, you should be thorough with. We'll be discussing or repeating these points once more, and you all should learn along with me. Okay, as and when I'm saying the points, you learn along with me. First point, fertilizer is man-made inorganic salt. Fertilizer is man-made inorganic salt. Just a minute, children. Let me select the pen. It's a man-made inorganic salt. These terms are important. Man-made inorganic salt. Whereas manure is natural. And how is it formed? By the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residues. So that was the first point. Moving on to second point. Second point is very easy. Fertilizer is prepared in factories. Manure in the fields. Okay. Fertilizer does not provide any humus or the organic matter, which will add to the fertility of the soil. Humus is prepared or produced by the decomposition of plant and animal waste by microbes. So fertilizer cannot provide any humus to the soil, whereas manure will provide a lot of humus to the soil. That is one of the main advantage of manure. Then fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients. You can give the examples: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, more are there. But just to make you understand the concept. They are rich in plant nutrients. But manure is not rich in plant nutrients. It's a combination of all these nutrients in small amounts. It's not rich in any specific nutrient. Got the point, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me see how many of you are quick in grasping the points. Now, I'm not calling out anyone's name. Children, one more time I'm repeating, no video, no attendance. I don't like to repeat it every now and then, but you are not changing. Then I cannot change my routine. Okay, every day I will have to tell this. After every 10 minutes, I have to repeat it. No video, no attendance. That has become my slogan now. Okay, those who are ready can show your thumbs up. Okay, Aryan, first point, Aryan.
Fertilizer is man-made inorganic salt.
Very good.
And
What
then
about manure?
manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residue.
Very good. Okay, children, one more thing I need to tell you. Many a times when differences are asked, children, they might be knowing all the points. But when differences or similarities are asked, you should write the points based on same parameters, related points. I'll give you an example. Suppose under manure you are writing, manure can be prepared in the fields. And under fertilizer you are writing, fertilizers are rich in plant nutrients. You won't get marks. That is not a difference. Those are two different points. So whenever you write the exam, that point should be clear. Okay, you should think and write differences or similar, not only in biology, any subject, when similarities and differences are asked, always select the points based on the same parameters. It should be related. Two different points you should not write. Okay, points might be correct, but it should be connected, it should be related. Okay, now Aryan told the first point. Sharanya wants to say. Yes, Sharanya. Nice pink top you're wearing. Okay, tell me the second point.
Fertilizer is prepared in the factories, whereas manure can be prepared in the fields.
Good. But I will be happy if you can say without referring anywhere. Okay. Next time. Who will say the third point? Quick. Third point, Naveen. Yes. Yes, Diya.
Fertilizers does not
Don't refer.
provide any.
Don't refer. I don't want you to read. Yes, Diya.
Fertilizers does not provide any humus.
Very good.
To the soil. Manure provides a lot of humus to the soil.
Okay. In between, you're checking somewhere. Can you repeat the point once again? Without referring anything, any book. Okay.
Fertilizers does not provide any humus to the soil. Manure provide a lot of humus to the soil.
Very good. Manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Good. Avnida.
Fertilizers are rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. But manure, they are less rich in plant nutrients.
Very good. Anybody else want to try? Anybody else? Nobody is interested to say the answer. Nigel, 1 point of your choice. Any 1 point. You can select. 4 points we learned, Nigel. I will help. I am here to help.
Fertilizer is man-made inorganic salt.
Very good. What about manure? It is artificial or natural?
Natural.
Natural. How can we prepare it? By decomposition of what?
Cattle dung and plant residue.
Not cattle dung. Cattle dung. It is cattle dung and plant residues. So if you're finding it difficult, you can say plant waste. Okay, plant residues, the leftover of plant parts or farm waste. Okay. So shall we continue, children?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And now we are moving on to the next topic, crop rotation. Have you heard about crop rotation? Have you heard about crop rotation? Anyone?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Some have heard. Who? Agash? Have you heard, Agash? No. If anybody have heard about this, you can tell me. Crop rotation.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Ma'am, it is a process of growing different crops.
Different crops?
In same field.
Same
Yeah,
field?
same field.
At the same time?
Yes, ma'am.
Different times.
Different time. One after the other.
Ma'am, and some of them are used as decomposed manual.
Louder?
Ma'am, some of them can be used also as manual.
After harvesting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then crop rotation. Growing different crops in the same field. So on the same field, we are growing different crops, but not at the same time. When we are growing it at the same time, we call it as intercropping, mixed cropping, etc., which you will learn in higher classes. So growing different crops on the same field. Not it? Growing different crops on the same field, but in a pre-planned succession. The term is important, children. Pre-planned succession means a farmer will decide what he should grow after harvesting one crop. So here you can see, after wheat, clover beans, after clover, corn, after corn, oats. So the farmer is deciding, pre-planned. He has decided the order, which crop he should cultivate first. After harvesting that, which crop should be cultivated next. All that he decides beforehand. So here it is given year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Not only year-wise, same year in different seasons also, you can cultivate different crops. Within the same year, depending upon the season also, we can choose the crops. Okay, why you call it as pre-planned succession? So the farmer beforehand, he is deciding the order of the crops. He has planned it already. It is not that after harvesting he is thinking, now what to do, which one to choose. He has already planned it. The order he has decided. So that is why you call it as pre-planned succession. Growing different crops on the same field in a pre-planned succession. Succession in the sense that order, one after the other, which one should come first, then it should be followed by which one. So he has decided it beforehand. Growing different crops on the same field in a pre-planned succession is known as crop rotation. And one crop which farmers usually include in crop rotation is legumes or leguminous plants. Can you give a few examples, children? At least one example. Leguminous plants.
And peas.
All the different pulses, peas, different grams, pulses. They are leguminous plants. They cultivate legumes in one season. So here in this example given, you can find clover. Clover is a leguminous plant. Just a minute. Clover is a leguminous plant. So always farmers see that they include legumes in crop rotation and cereals like wheat in the next season. This will help in replenishing the soil with nitrogen. Natural method of replenishing the soil with nitrogen. How nitrogen will be replenished in the soil? Can anyone say?
By growing legumes.
I'll say once again. I'll repeat. I'll show the slide again. I told you growing different crops on the same field in a pre-planned succession is crop rotation. What is crop rotation, Kiran Raj?
Growing different plants in a pre-planned rotation.
Where?
In the field.
On the
same field.
On
same
the
field.
Different fields?
Same field.
Again modify and tell me.
Growing different plants in the same field in a pre-planned way is called
Yes,
crop.
good. Growing different crops on the same field in a pre-plant succession is known as crop rotation. And I told you some leguminous plants, usually farmers include leguminous plants in crop rotation. Say for example, after cultivating cereal crop like wheat, paddy or some of the cereal crop, the farmer in the next season will grow a leguminous plant. This will help in enriching the soil with nitrogen. Anybody know the reason for this?
Rhizobium helps.
Ah, exactly, Sharanya.
Ma'am,
Where are these rhizobium bacteria present?
nodules of roots?
What are root nodules? You read from the textbook? Huh? See, children, it's okay. Wait, I'll tell you.
Ma'am, this we studied last year.
Ah, so why others are not remembering it? Only Sharanya is remembering? Okay. Now, just see this, children. In the roots of leguminous plants. See, just think that this is the root of a leguminous plant. A leguminous plant is having roots like this. Okay. And their roots are special. Why their roots are special? They have some nodules, some structures like this. They have some special nodules. These structures we call as nodules. They have some nodules on their roots. Small structures. Even if you pull out any leguminous plant, you can find these structures. Okay, and we call them as root nodules. And inside these root nodules, some special organisms are present. As Sharanya said, there is a type of bacteria which you call as rhizobium. Rhizobium bacteria. Bacteria is plural, bacterium is singular. So rhizobium bacteria are present inside the root nodule. Say for example, if this is the root nodule, so inside bacteria will be present. And what these bacteria will do? They will help in fixing nitrogen. You can call them as nitrogen fixing bacteria. That means they will trap or they will capture the nitrogen present in the atmosphere and it will be converted to what? Compounds of nitrogen. Okay? What these bacteria will do? Nitrogen will be present in the atmosphere. In which form it is present, children? Nitrogen is present in which form in the atmosphere?
Gas.
Can plants use this nitrogen gas?
No, ma'am.
Even though the percentage is so high, nitrogen, almost 78% of atmospheric gases or atmosphere is made up of nitrogen. But plants cannot use it. Why? Plants can absorb nitrogen only from the soil along with water. So they need it in soluble form, in the compound form. So these bacteria will convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds and that will be added to the soil. So that is why we say by growing leguminous plants, the nitrogen present in the soil will be increased. So then we can reduce our dependence on what? Chemical fertilizers. Got the point? It's very important, children. Just a minute. Let me come to the slide. So hope you have understood. Growing different crops on the same field in a pre-plant succession is crop rotation, and growing legumes in one season and cereals like wheat in the next season will help in replenishing the nitrogen. Because say for example, this season, if I own a field and I am cultivating wheat in this season, and the wheat plants will utilize the nitrogen present in the soil. So the soil will have less nitrogen. So we will have to add some chemical fertilizers rich in nitrogen. But instead, if you are growing leguminous plants in the next season, naturally, they will enrich the soil with nitrogen, and we don't have to use any chemical fertilizers. Rhizobium bacteria present in the root nodules will fix atmospheric nitrogen. Fixing atmospheric nitrogen means converting atmospheric nitrogen into
Compound.
nitrogen compounds of nitrogen. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ma'am.
You have understood. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts? Any doubts?
No.
Okay. Who will tell me what is crop rotation? Dennis?
Growing plants on the same field in a pre-planned way is called crop production.
Very good, very good. And why do we grow legumes after cultivating a cereal crop? What is the reason? Why farmers prefer legumes after a cereal crop? Jagan Krishna, what is the reason? What is the advantage of growing leguminous plants?
Growing leguminous plants in one season and cereals like wheat in the next season can help in replenishing the soil with nitrogen.
Okay, you close that book. And now you try. I will help. I am here now to help you. Then why you are worrying? Yes.
Growing leguminous plants
Will help in increasing
will help in increasing
which nutrient?
wheat.
Which nutrient? Which mineral nutrient? N, starting with N.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen in the soil. And how can they do it? What do they have? What are the special structures in them? Root? N, root? NO. NOD. Who will help him? Avinida? Just the term. Just the term.
Root nodules.
You heard, Jagan? Root nodules. What is present inside root nodules? Which organism? Which microorganism? A bacteria. Which bacteria? What are you going to have for lunch? What food? Chapati? Rice. So it starts with the rice. Spelling is different. Now can you remember?
Wheat.
You listen to me. The name of the bacteria starts with the rice. That means you are not listening. With this much clue, you should be able to answer. Avanish?
Agash.
Okay, Agash. Together, no? Tell me.
Rhizobium.
Rhizobium. See, spelling is different. I told you to clue that rice, but spelling is entirely different. Rice is R-I-C-E and rhizobium is R-H-I-Z-O-B-I-U-M. Jagan, tell me which bacteria?
Rhizobium.
Rhizobium. What do they do? Yes, Asim, you can.
Ma'am, can I rejoin?
Yes. Jagan, tell me, what do they do? What is the advantage of having
Nodules.
They will fix what? They will fix what?
The
Which
roots.
nutrient? Starting with the N.
Nodules.
Which mineral nutrient?
Rhizobium.
Nutrient. You already mentioned the name. N-I-T.
Nitrogen.
Be attentive, then you can answer. Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes. Asim.
Ma'am, can I join another device?
Yes, you can. You can.
Ma'am,